Hello audience, welcome to my YouTube channel BAETTA.Bangladesh to get the latest videos on learning English, IELTS, TOEFL, GRE, GMAT, SAT, ELT, TESOL and linguistics. This is IELTS, Chairman IELTS and Head of Linguistics BAETTA.Bangladesh, a more than 20 years experienced IELTS trainer who went abroad and IELTS 8.5 band scorer with my IELTS 8 Plus Preparation Training Course Part 5 IELTS Speaking Module. This is IELTS Speaking Module Lecture 3. As a part of my online and on-ground IELTS teaching and training program, this lecture is on features and traits of IELTS Speaking Test Part 1 in details. In this video, I will also discuss major aspects, core issues, and 45 most common but very important questions asked in IELTS Speaking Module Part 1. So, this video is very important and helpful for all kinds of IELTS candidates. Learn English by English. Keep watching my English media videos to acquire English like a native. I maintain international standard in teaching English and IELTS. Let's get started. Introduction. It's a very well-known saying for the IELTS speaking test candidates. I quote, "Well begun is half done and first impression is the most important as well as everlasting impression of a person." Unquote. IELTS Speaking Module is an oral test held between a candidate and an examiner that extends for 11 to 14 minutes and includes the following three parts. Part 1, Introduction and Interview or Personal and Familiar Topic. Part 2, Individual Long-Term, Q-Card or Task Card Presentation. Part 3, Two-Way Discussions or Duet Performance. Now, I will discuss Part 1 in details. Let's begin. Part 1 of IELTS Speaking Module, Introduction and Interview. Part 1 of IELTS Speaking Module is generally known as Introduction and Interview or Personal and Familiar Aspect, where the examiner will usually ask 10 to 14 questions on 4 topics. Number 1, about yourself. Number 2, about your life. Number 3, about your country. And number 4, on a familiar topic. Before starting part 1 of the IELTS speaking test, the examiner will introduce him or herself by name and examiner identification number, as well as introduce the exam and exam center where it is taking place. IELTS Speaking Part 1 is an interview on personal matter and a familiar topic where 3 to 5 short questions are asked to introduce candidates' personal information. 3 to 5 short questions are asked about your life and country, and other 4 to 6 questions are asked on a common and known topic that is familiar to you. First, the examiner will ask you to confirm your identity. He or she will then ask you about your life and country, and finally approach to ask general questions on a familiar topic such as home, family, work, studies, interest, and the like. It's expected that the examiner will introduce himself or herself first and ask your name and then ask you to confirm your identity. Now, I am going to tell about the types of questions and stimuli given in IELTS Speaking Test Part 1. In this section, I will present 45 very important questions for Speaking Part 1. Below each of the 45 questions or stimuli are commonly given in IELTS speaking test part 1. Question 1. What's your full name? Question 2. How can I call you? Question 3. Do you have any surname? Question 4. What's your nickname by which I can call you? Question 5. What's the meaning of your name? Question 6. Who has given your name? Question 7. Why is your name Mr. or Mrs. X? Question 8. What's your candidate's identification number? Question 9. Where do you come from? Number 10. Let me see your passport. Number 11. Are you a service holder or a student? Number 12. What is your job? Number 13. What do you study? Number 14. Where is your hometown? Number 15. Where is your home? Number 16. Do you live with your family or stay alone? Number 17. What are your academic qualifications, or tell me about your academic background? Number 18. What do you do at your free or spare time? 19. How do you spend your leisure? 20. Who are there in your family? Number 21. Why are you taking IELTS? Question 22. Why do you want to go abroad? Question 23. Do you have any relative or someone familiar to you abroad? Question 24. Which country would you like to go? Question 25. Where will you stay abroad? Question 26. Where will you put yourself up at UK? Question number 27. How will you meet your expenditure abroad? Question 28. What's your job? Question 29. What did you like about school? Question 30. Do you enjoy your job? Question 31. Tell me something about your family. Question 32. Who is your favorite author? Question 33. Are you planning to go abroad to study or work? Number 34. Do you like to read? Question number 35. Do you like to travel? Question 36. Are you good at art or drawing? Question 37. Do you enjoy your birthdays? Question 38. How do you celebrate your birthday? Question 39. Do you often use a computer? Question 40. When do you usually get up in the morning? Question 41. What's your future plan? Question 42. Will you come back to your country after completing your higher education abroad? Question 43. Why do you find education in your country and education abroad are different? Question 44. How is education abroad better than that of your country? Question 45. What do you dream of your career in future? Now, I will discuss the major aspects and key issues of IELTS Speaking Part 1. Let's go. In this unit, we will be looking at both IELTS Speaking Part 1 and the pre-test introduction. Here are some of the things we will be covering. What happens in the pre-test introduction? Common topics for IELTS Speaking Part 1. Mistakes to avoid in Speaking Part 1. Methods for developing your answers. Sample questions and answers. Before the test starts, you will have a brief conversation with the examiner as they introduce themselves, confirm who you are, and check your birthday and identity. The questions they will ask you in this pre-test introduction aren't marked, but they are your first chance to make a good impression. Don't forget to smile and don't be put off if the examiner doesn't seem very friendly. It means perhaps they are longing for a cup of coffee as they haven't had a break for 2 hours, or they have just listened to 20 previous candidates with such poor pronunciation that they could barely understand them. Remember, they are just doing a job here. With the pre-test introduction complete, the actual test will start and you will be marked on everything you say from now on. You will be asked questions about you and your life. The common topics are your home, your family, your work or study, your hometown, your likes and dislikes, your interests, and so on. You will only be assessed on your English language skills, not on the content of what you actually say. It may be right or wrong, or even you are giving a false statement, doesn't matter your score. As for example, to describe your daily routine, you may say, I get up early in the morning, say my prayer every day regularly, take physical exercise. Although you may not be an early riser, you may not say your prayer regularly or take any physical exercise. There are hundreds of possible questions the examiner could ask, so you can't predict what you will get, but they will come from just a handful of topics. It will be easy to think up answers as the questions are all about you, a subject you know everything about. Some common mistakes to avoid in part 1 of IELTS speaking test. Ensure you don't make these common mistakes. Number 1, don't give very short answers. Number 2, don't give very long answers. Number 3, don't memorize your answer. Don't overthink answer. And finally, don't freeze if you get any unusual questions. The examiner wants to hear your talk, so giving single word or very short answer to questions isn't going to get you many marks. On the other hand, don't ramble and amble on and on again and again. They have around 12 questions to ask you within 4 to 5 minutes, so your answers need not to be too long in this part. As speaking part 1, answers generally should be 2 to 3 sentences long. Never memorize answers. It's a waste of time as you won't know what questions you are going to get. If you do use a memorized answer, it will be obvious to the examiner. Your speech won't be as fluent as when you are giving a spontaneous answer, and you could actually lose some marks. This is a test of your spoken language, not your memory. Have confidence in your skills and let your answers flow naturally. Your fluency will also suffer if you overthink your answers. The examiner isn't trying to discover how intelligent you were or whether you can devise clever answer. Rather, they just want to hear your speak. Answer their questions using appropriate language and they will be happy with that. What does sometimes throw candidates in IELTS Speaking Part 1 is getting an unusual random question such as, what do you think of robots? These types of questions seem so strange that they can stop people in their tracks. They either stumble and stutter over their words or literally freeze if they can't think what to say. To handle such kind of critical situations successfully, here you have to keep in mind that firstly, it doesn't matter what you say as long as you say something. Secondly, it's fine to say that the subject is something you have never thought about before. Say this then just to give the best answer you can come up with. So with our robot question, you might come up with an answer like, they are not something I have never thought much about, but I would be happy and it would be great for us to have one like that which did the household and cooked dinner occasionally. The main thing is not the panic. If an unusual question comes up, don't get nervous for that situation. Be easy, calm and confident. That help you give up nervousness and tenseness in you. You are bound to be nervous during your test, especially at the start. Use IELTS Speaking Part 1 as a warm-up for the rest of the test. The questions will be easy for you to answer. So try to relax and calm your nervousness. Slow, deep breaths can help you giving up fear and anxiety in this part. Guys, that is the end of my IELTS 8 Past Preparation Speaking Series Lecture 3. In my IELTS Speaking Series Lecture 4, I will talk about exclusive suggestions for IELTS Speaking Module Part 1 as well as the detailed answers of the 45 questions discussed above. Thank you.